Hola everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ashley Sky. Today's video is about tips on traveling to Cancun, Mexico. Let's get started. So first things first, I do have a travel vlog on Cancun, Mexico, and I'll link it up above if you're interested. Okay, so I am gonna start off with once you land in Mexico. Prior to landing, you do get this like landing card you have to fill out. Fill out the top part and you fill out the bottom part. The top part you give to the immigration person when you get off the plane, and the second part you keep and you hold on to it, and you're gonna present that bottom piece of paper to get out of Mexico. You present that to the immigration person to get out of Mexico. So if you lose that bottom part, it's $30 to get a new one. So just hold on to that bottom portion of that landing card they give you because you need it to get out the country. And so keep it in a place that you know you won't lose. So maybe with your passport or somewhere you won't forget it or lose it, or that'll get wet or damaged or anything like that. Okay, so hold on to the bottom portion of your landing card. Okay, next one is to get non-stick sunscreen. So of course you're going to bring your sunscreen when you go to Mexico, but try to find one that has something on it that says that it doesn't stick to your won't make your skin so tacky and sticky that the sand is going to just like stick right to it like a magnet. Now I didn't really like know this that much. I kind of just packed the sunscreen I normally pack, but once I got on that beach and I had that sunscreen on my skin, like that sand just like clinged to my skin, and I was like washing off in the ocean like every few minutes to take my pictures. But then you keep washing, you have to keep reapplying, and it's kind of like a crazy little cycle. So I recommend try to find a sunscreen that has something on it that says non-stick or not tacky or something like that. Okay, so when you visit Mexico, you'll notice that the locals, if you look at the locals, no matter how hot it is outside, you will see them in long pants, long sleeve t-shirts, hats, glasses, and this is to protect their skin. So the sun in Mexico is like ridiculously concentrated and just beaming down right in that section, it feels like. So wear protective clothing is my next tip. So make sure you have your big hat on to protect your face. Wear super protective clothing. You already have your sunscreen on, but even with the sunscreen on, I still felt like the sun was just so harsh on my skin. No, I didn't get sunburned, but it did. I did come back from Mexico like 5 shades darker. Definitely got like a super tan there, and I felt like it kind of dried out my skin too. Like I felt like my skin was like really dry after coming back from Mexico. Even while I was still in Mexico, it was just kind of dry and yeah, super tan. So I would say wear protective clothing. You can still wear your swimsuit and everything, but limit your sun exposure as much as you can. Be under a big umbrella on the beach if you can. Big hats if you can. Protective glasses, protect your eyes. Nice pool wraps and covers would be nice, ones that are kind of longer. Oh, I want to mention that if you're going to Cancun, Mexico, and you're staying in that hotel zone, which you most likely are, don't worry, because don't forget that area is super touristy, and a lot of people there speak English, so don't be super stressed out about any language barriers. Yes, try to use your Spanish if you can. I'm sure it's very much appreciated, but don't stress too much over it or worry about it, because most of them speak English, so it's fine. Speaking of hotels and accommodations, places to stay in Mexico, I stay at Airbnb. I'll have a referral link in my description box down below. If you're interested in signing up for Airbnb, you'll get some money off your first booking. Okay, so it's kind of windy on the beach. So at least when I was there, it's kind of, I mean, it's great because you have like a nice ocean breeze, but it's kind of too breezy to have a picnic on the beach. So that's my next point, is kind of maybe for picnics, maybe just save that for like your outdoor patio when you're kind of up above all that sand, because actually sitting in the sand trying to do like a regular picnic is a little bit challenging. You'll see in my Cancun travel vlog that we had a picnic on the beach, but it was like a lot of sand going on and a lot of wind, so it can get kind of crazy. So I would say have your little picnic more maybe like up on a balcony somewhere or a patio, because it's just kind of way too windy on the actual beach. Speaking of the beach, there are people on the beach trying to sell you things, just like souvenirs and stuff. So it's up to you if you want to purchase anything. Just keep in mind that of what the prices are, and don't flash any big amounts of money. I think the best thing is just to say no thank you, and then to get your souvenirs somewhere else. But you know, if you're trying to support the you know, the vendors on the beach, just be careful. You know, they're not like licensed or anything. They're just regular people trying to make, you know, do a little side hustle, or maybe that is their hustle. So if you want to support them, great, but just be mindful, be careful, and don't flash big amounts of money in front of them. Okay, so when you go to the beach, sometimes there's umbrellas already set up and like kind of randomly around, but don't assume that those umbrellas to sit underneath are free. I've seen some people go sit underneath those, and then they sit there for like a little while, and then somebody will come up saying, oh yeah, these are rentals, you have to pay to sit here. So don't assume that just because there's a, you know, a lounger with the umbrellas just sitting there with no one around it, that it's like for free or up for grabs. Some of them are included with your hotel, or sometimes they're just you know, paid separately by people who are just, again, selling things on the beach. So they just kind of have things set up, and if you go there, and they don't tell you, but if you go there, you sit there, and you know, make yourself at home there, they'll come up to you eventually and say, hey, you gotta pay. So just be mindful. If you see an umbrella with the lounger, you know, don't assume that it's just free and up for grabs. So just be mindful, and also be mindful if your hotel or your apartment building is offering those for free. So at the end of the day, you might want to chill out in your place and watch some TV, but you know, there are not many English channels in Mexico. Sometimes we will be flipping through the channels, and there'll be like an American English show playing, but they'll have the English turned down so low, and they have like Spanish playing on top of it. So we didn't find any, I don't think, yeah, the whole time we were there, we didn't find any English thing to watch, but we did watch music videos. And that was nice, because even though there were Spanish music videos, it was still nice to, you know, English is kind of English. Music is kind of like universal language, I feel like. And I feel like no matter what language the people are speaking in the music, you can still get some pleasure out of it. And some, you know, I love music, so, and I like foreign music anyway. So, you know, just when you go there, don't assume that you're just gonna flip on the TV and they'll have an English channel waiting for you. They might have some channels you can purchase, like if you're in a hotel, they might have some channels you can purchase or something, but I mean, that's not worth it. Just know that you might not find something English playing on the TV, because I know in America we have channels that are in Spanish for, you know, any of our Spanish people in our country to look at, but when you go there, it's not the case. So, but music videos were nice to listen to and watch. You know, music is music, and you know, you can still get some enjoyment and pleasure out of it. So if you want to watch TV, just know it's going to be in Spanish, or listen to music videos like how we did. It's very known in Mexico that you cannot drink the tap water. There's signs posted in the airport and other places in public that have like a sink next to it that says don't drink the tap water. So just keep that in mind. Don't drink tap water. And also keep in mind, if you're having a more local experience and you're cooking your own meals, that if you're having fruits and vegetables, maybe not rinse your vegetables in that water. Maybe boil your water, have it cool down, and rinse your vegetables in that, or take bottled water and rinse your vegetables in that. Same thing with brushing your teeth. If you don't want to brush your teeth with it, you know, there you go. So bottled water and boiled water cooled down is your friend in Mexico. My top favorite cake in Mexico is my favorite cake is made in Mexico. It's called Tres Leches cake. I'll put the name of it here. It's basically a very, 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 very moist cake, and it's usually topped with like some type of fruit, usually strawberry and stuff. So if you like moist, borderline wet, soggy cake, oh my god, it's so good, and you'll love Tres Leches cake. Cancun is mostly like a more relaxing, chilled out, leisurely kind of vacation type. Most people go there just to relax and chill and rest and whatever, and enjoy the scenery. But if you're into taking day trips in your travel, like excursions to other cities, keep in mind that Mexico is actually a really big country, and you can't really do a whole bunch of really quick day trips. I mean, you could, but you have to really schedule your time wisely. So for example, just be aware of how far, you know, point A to point B is and how long it's actually going to take you. So for example, if you're visiting Cancun, you're probably not gonna do an excursion to Puerto Vallarta. So just keep in mind, if you're doing any excursions, plan carefully, because just because it looks like it's a short distance on the map doesn't mean that it actually is a really short distance once you start driving, because it's actually a really big country. So just be extra mindful if you're planning on visiting any cities outside of Cancun. I wanted to mention, if you go to the malls and stuff in Mexico, that their escalators don't constantly move. You have to actually step on the stair of the escalator and then it'll start to move. I know when I went to one of the little malls near where we were staying, we thought the escalator was broken because it wasn't, you know, constantly moving how they do in the States. So we kind of was looking around for like, what? How do you get upstairs? How do you get upstairs? We don't see an elevator. We don't see any walking stairs. How do we get up? The escalator's broken. And the guy's like, oh no, just step on it and it'll start moving. And sure enough, when we stepped on the escalator, it did start moving. So if you come across the escalator and it's not moving, they kind of save on their electricity and on their energy, so it doesn't constantly keep moving, so it's just still. Just go ahead and step on it, and then it'll sense your weight, and then it'll start moving up. So just a little side tip there. Okay, so I mentioned this in a lot of my other travel tip videos, but when you're shopping, the currency exchange can be kind of difficult to understand, so keep Google not translate, but keep that up there too. Google currency converter open on your phone, so you can easily kind of plug in like what your currency is and then what the peso is, and you can kind of see if this is a good deal or not when you're shopping, because it can be kind of confusing. So and also when you're going to like little shops and you're kind of what do they call those, like they're not like little like really big stores, but like when people are like the street vendors and stuff like that, and you're kind of doing like little negotiations with each person. If you don't feel comfortable, if you feel like getting charged too much, go with your instinct and just don't buy if you feel uncomfortable. You're not forced to. You know, I know sometimes they can be quite pushy, but if you don't feel comfortable, you don't feel like you're getting a good deal or something like that, or not getting a fair deal, don't buy. Alright, if you are doing any walking around Cancun, I recommend staying in the touristy zones. That way it's just safer. It's like a lot more people around there, people who speak English around there, there's lots to do around there, and there's really no reason to really venture out and go anywhere desolate. So be very safe and careful while you're traveling. I do have a video on safety while you're traveling, and I'll link a card up here so you can watch that to get some extra information on staying safe while traveling, but just be very careful. So that wraps up my video on traveling to Cancun, Mexico. I hope you have a very safe and healthy, awesome trip. I do have a video on staying healthy while traveling and a video on staying very safe while traveling. I will link those both in a card in this video somewhere. You can also find them easily on my channel, so go check out my channel. It's filled with different tip videos and stuff like that, so check that out. Please like this video if you liked, comment down below, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I hope you have a wonderful trip and a great rest of your day. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.